child in Valorant has heard the tale before about the cursed mummy boy who felt his heart no more. So sad and lorn, the helpless lad, Amumu was his name. He ventured out to find a friend and learn about his bane. For many years, young Amumu traveled through the lands, determined to make friends if only they would understand. But even when Amumu stood upon the ledge of home, his hope would disappoint him and he would remain alone. But then the curse began to whisper in his ear. It would confirm what was Amumu's biggest fear. It pledged that never shall someone become his friend. It pledged that he shall be alone until his end. Sorrow and despair became too much to bear. The moment when Amumu realized what he had done, too late it was for him, for them, the evil curse had won. The anger and the anguish overwhelmed his fragile soul and caused a wicked tantrum that he never could control.
And welcome everyone here to another Casual Esports Amateur League cast. We have players Reborn versus MouthfeeL coming at you out of the Ionia division. This is the AMO hosting for you. And tonight I have with me another top laner from this division, Taco.
Hello.
So while they worried about getting situated in the match lobby here, real quick, just sort of talk about what do you think of these two teams so far through the season?
More or less, they both have similar play styles. Their top lanes play safe. Their jungle tries to get their lanes ahead. Their focus on the lanes is different. Their bot lane generally will play to scale. And both have played a lot together, so they have much better coordination than a couple of the other teams in the league.
Now, this coordination comes with a price, though, doesn't it? Because MouthfeeL, known as washed up one-trick ponies and whatever they were last season, everyone in the community has at least seen them play a lot.
Yeah, but just because you've seen them play a lot doesn't mean you really understand how they're going to work and how to beat them, or even if you can.
So, I mean, players Reborn have also been around the league as well. So, for our newer teams, this is, I don't want to say necessarily a grudge match, but all of these players have played against all of these same players in multiple times and multiple seasons. So, that familiarity, I think, should be a real good insight to this and how the rest of this match goes.
And the top matchup, based on the player ranking that was put together by Caged and the assistance of other players, are the rank 1 and rank 2. Top laners, Tuba is considered rank 1, Phoenix is considered rank 2.
Both of these teams have a lot of highly ranked players on them, especially being the Ionia division. If I'm not mistaken, Tuba was the second highest ranked player at the end of the last season in Seal.
If not second, then he would be tied for first. I'm not certain about anyone else's ranks.
He was slightly behind Dirty Band-Aids, who has played in previous seasons, and he's sending this one out. But Dirty Band-Aids technically just barely outgained Tuba in LP to get the number 1 ranked in Seal for the 2020 year.
He's sending this one out, so looks like he's just gonna be rusty by the time he comes back.
Yeah, it's definitely solo queue is a little bit different than team play here. So
at this level, they're similar enough.
Yeah, similar enough. So each of these teams have their own. You said they have their own style, and that the styles are very similar. Do you think that the current pro meta and what people consider be the best things going around right now favors one of the styles?
Their styles are similar, is what I said.
Yeah, but the differences between the two teams, right? So one team has to have slight differences that could give them an advantage.
From what I've faced and played with, I'm not able to pick out exactly which side is going to have the distinct advantage. Top lane, Tuba is going to be playing a bit safer compared to Phoenix, who's probably going to be a bit more aggressive. As far as ganks go, I don't think either top is going to be focusing either jungler is going to be focusing top lane, instead opting to look at middle. I do know that MouthfeeL's bot lane generally plays to scale, So I think most of the ganks are going to be aimed for mid lane and then focusing on getting objectives, with Tuba being ready to roam when needed. Whereas they might be a bit more, whereas Players Reborn might be a bit more top leaning.
Mm-hmm. So as the pick ban has come through, we have the Yone, Alawi, and Seraphine bands coming out outside of MouthfeeL, the Cho'Gath, Gnar, and Rumble coming out on the side of Players Reborn. Those are 3 top lane bands against Tuba, while a little bit of diversity coming out on the side of MouthfeeL.
I'm surprised for the Cho'Gath ban, not so much the Gnar and Rumble, mainly because I know Phoenix can play Set, and that matchup is in lane skill favored, but out of lane it's definitely Set favored once you start getting into team fights.
And the 80 carries are now being picked up. Do you think there's an advantage to putting Rixey on Jhin over maybe one of his other more seen champions, such as like the Twitch?
I feel like because of how strong Jhin is with the current items, it's a lot better to have him run a more meta 80 carry, since most 80 carries have a very similar playstyle. They can generally just be grouped into aggro, scale, and control. Whereas Jhin is control and scale, he's not too aggro. Kai'Sa is scale and aggro. She doesn't really have much control.
The Player Reborn have selected Zilean. Since you know these teams a little bit better than I do you think that is a mid Zilean or a support?
100%.
And the support,
90%.
And it's taking it away from Gelati, of course. On the side of MouthfeeL, who is one of our, like I said, 2 or 3 real strong mid Gelati, obviously. Gelati's mid lane players that played the Zilean. Interesting that the Olaf for Mayor Huevos, followed by the Mordekaiser up top for Tuba.
I think it makes sense. Zilean can lay down a nice AoE stun, whereas Mordekaiser can look at someone and take them out of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And Olaf's ultimate would ignore the Zilean's bombs.
Do you think taking the Olaf away is important versus against Players Reborn who could have possibly taken the Olaf to run down onto Jhin? Since Jhin can be a little bit on the immobile side?
Possibly, but I feel like with the Zilean and the speed buff that he can give, as long as Reaper, whoever he picks for jungle, isn't locked down and hard CC, Jin's going to be jumped on by him. Plus, the Ornn's ultimate can be directed at the Jhin whenever he starts ulting, if he does.
So we have interesting bans here. Looks like MouthfeeL going to go for the Ivern ban, while Players Reborn have banned Ziggs. Let's see here. Who would you... I mean, do you probably just... Do you really see... I don't know if I like getting rid of the Karthus as the ban here, because they already have so much damage. I guess it's just... Karthus is just a damage, mid lane champion. I think a little bit more of a control mage in the mid lane would have been better to get rid of for Players Reborn. Like the Orianna.
Karthus is fairly control based, and he scales extremely hard.
Yeah. I mean, I probably would have gotten rid of like the Orianna or the Twisted Fate.
Fair enough. Orianna only has one form of activation right now in Olaf Ultimate. It's not too hard to predict when the Olaf is going to run in with Orianna ulti. And more likely than not, they'd be able to find some way to disengage from that.
Now, is that a mid lane or top lane, or mid lane or a jungle pantheon? Or can it be flexed?
Jungle.
That's going to be a jungle?
Yeah.
On the side of MouthfeeL, do you think they try and counter it with the global of their own?
Global meaning
Galio or
global
Twist?
ultimate?
Yeah, like, do you catch, or do you just leave it up?
I'm not too well versed in the mid lane picks, for either team. I know that players Reborn will generally play safer mid who can scale. If they get an advantage, then they're able to use it well. But if they can't get an advantage, they try and keep playing safe. And there's the Oriana pick that you mentioned.
Yeah.
The
And
Alistar and Olaf combo will let the ball get into the fight fairly easily, but I feel like with the amount of jump that Players Reborn currently has in the form of Pantheon, just ult W, Zillion's move speed, Kai'Sa's ultimate, plus the Ornn ulti who can disrupt the entire team. Oh, there's the Echo. It looks like MouthfeeL's goal is going to remove one of the carries, Kai'Sa, Pantheon, Echo, from the fight and try and take out everything else from there. Alistar is going to be there to peel the Jhin whenever someone jumps on him, or be it ball delivery system. Olaf will probably go in and try and disrupt the Zillion, but I feel like the Olaf might not be too much more than a ball delivery system, because there's no one he can super effectively jump on outside of Pantheon and Kai'Sa, but one of those two will probably be ulted by the Mordekaiser, taken to the Shadow Realm, where they duel it out.
I feel like Olaf is gonna either be really good or very bad into the Players Reborn comp. I just don't see him either succeeding, and I don't think he succeeds very well into this comp. Unless they get really far ahead and he's able to get a couple dragons.
If they can get the early dragon pressure, I can see the Olaf being annoying, especially if he gets fed. But given the amount of scaling that Players Reborn has versus MouthfeeL's, both teams scale well, but I feel like because of the Ornn pick and the Pantheon plus Zillion combo, with Echo plus Zillion for the cheating death, and then the Pantheon who can just infinitely scale, who can scale very well with Armor Pen from his ulti levels. Plus Pantheon's early ganks are a bit stronger than Olaf's, whereas Olaf has a bit better 1v1 potential in the jungle if he can catch Pantheon with his pants down.
You're scared. Good to know.
Sweet. Finish picking this up. So, how is landing phase going to go? We'll start in the bottom and work our way up. Jhin Alistar versus the Kai'Sa Zillion.
Because of the engage and the range on Jhin, engage on Alistar, I feel like Players Reborn is going to have to play a bit safer, but if they manage to get a lead, the amount of engage that the Zillion can provide from both the slow and the AoE stun on a low cooldown is going to be a tough matchup for both. Whoever gets the advantage, though, is going to be able to start running it down. I'm going to assume the Alistar is going to be running Phase Rush, which means if he jumps on one person, he can hit both. And then Jhin just automatically gets big if the enemy is too low. And he outranges Kai'Sa, so there's going to be a bit of a back and forth there. Whoever can get onto the enemy first, I'd say.
Okay, and then going into the mid lane, Oriana versus Echo.
If Ori can space Echo well enough, Echo won't really be able to do too much, but if the Echo gets in, he can get his third hit and run out. I'm not too versed in the matchup of Oriana versus Echo, but I do know that Echo is generally banned against Players Reborn.
And we sort of touched base a little bit on the Olaf versus Pantheon a little bit earlier, so I think we kind of know how that one's going. We saved the best lane for last because this is the one we could actually talk about probably for the rest of the match. Mordekaiser versus Ornn.
I faced Phoenix's Ornn randomly in a normal game last season. I have not faced Tuba's Mordekaiser. I remember next to nothing about the game except that in the end my team lost because every lane otherwise top got fed while we mostly went even. I think because of how passive both tops generally play, it's going to be a slower whoever gets the jump on the other after a long period of poking. Ornn has an annoying poke with his Q, whereas if Mordekaiser catches you out alone, he can definitely deal some quick damage. But because of Ornn's immovability when he's breathing out his bellows breath, he'll be able to dodge the Mordekaiser E.
Is there a plan just the jugglers to try and affect one lane in particular? Like, do you need to get the Mordekaiser just far enough ahead of the Ornn so he can get a solid split push on? Does, Pantheon have to make sure Echo can push his lane quickly and get a nice back off early to kind of do like a cheater back?
I don't think...
Is there one spot that needs to happen for either team to be successful here in the early game?
With the amount of teamfight Ornn can provide, Mordekaiser could try aiming to ult him and stop the Ornn ult from going twice, interrupting the second charge, which makes it so his team will have a small advantage. In lane, Mordekaiser should be beating the Ornn, mainly because of how much Mordekaiser likes to fight one-on-one. And the second he gets into Death Realm, Mordekaiser gets to steal the stats that Ornn gets, and Ornn already buffs his own stats from his passive. So if Phoenix gets caught in the Death Realm and can't disengage long enough, I feel like it's going to go in Tuba's favor. If he can, then it's probably going to be mostly even.
Okay. And a key, Zillion ultimate in the middle of the game can make a huge difference. So we are going to head over to the transition now and get ready for the game. Oh, they messed with the settings. Let's see here. Who did this?
Oh, that's surprising. Alistar isn't running Phase Rush.
I forgot we had... Let's see here. There we are. Okay. Everyone see everything? Good. There we go. Okay, so on the side of MouthfeeL, the blue team, this time we have Tuba in the top lane on Mordekaiser, Huevos in the jungle on Olaf, Gelati on Orianna, mid lane, Rixie on Jhin, AD carry, and Ima on the support, Alistar. Up top, we have TTU Phoenix on the side of Players Reborn, who are doing an engage led by Caged Reaper to get a nice ward in. Brewers on the mid lane Echo, Squirrel Sensei on AD carry Kaisa, and Dr. Dad playing the support Zillion. And that invade got a nice ward in, but that was seen. So blue team is aware of the red team. Who's going to win this 5v4? They're checking bushes. Anyone?
Oh, I think I see what they're doing. If...
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, they're not staying? No. I was thinking that the Alistar Jhin might try and hide in third bush, but that wouldn't be a smart idea unless they also waited with the jungler, who would forego his first camp. So obviously they weren't going to do that because... that would be cheese, and it wouldn't help much.
So... no shenanigans. Very disappointed that they evaded each other by trying to be special and get good vision. Since that didn't work, the bot lanes are going to be back to normal. Echo versus Orianna. It's kind of whoever queues pushes the wave faster, right? Gets better control.
It's whoever gets to level 2 first for bot lane is the first spike. Generally, whoever hits level 2 first will be able to have the lead for bot. Because Alistar has a strong level 2. It's stronger than Zillion's, who I believe would have a better level 3. But I think Alistar will beat him out in the early game.
Well,
for just first 3 levels.
Phoenix has taken Tuba down to like a third of his health.
Yeah, Ornn's gonna do that. He gets to have a lot of damage on his Q. Doesn't stop through minions. But the real fight is gonna be happening probably around 6 when Mordekaiser gets his ultimate. There are a fair few champs who, when facing Mordekaiser, will be able to beat him pre-6, but at 6, inside Mord's ultimate, he's just going to have the distinct advantage.
Now, Players Reborn doing an excellent job of getting vision down onto Mayor Huevos and protecting that topside Scuttle Crab. Echo spent a lot of his mana burn to try and get that wave pushing so he could definitely get that vision out there. Does this mean Olaf in a weaker position doesn't try and fight for this?
No, because of Top's Prio, they can't fight for it. If the Prio was pushed to Red Side's turret, they would have a bit more pressure. But because of that, it would have been a 3v2, which they would have lost.
Well, Olaf went for the axe attempt anyway. And
He managed to burn Pantheon's Ignite, at the very least. And it looks like Blue managed to spot Pantheon walking past turret, going to Scuttle.
Yeah. Oof. As everything's come out, so Pantheon is going to get double the scuttles here, and that really set himself up with the more camps versus the Olaf who goes on. And it looks like Echo with no mana or health, trying to bait in, flash in by the Pantheon, who's going to
Blows flash.
Okay.
Not managed to pick up the kill.
I guess Gelati's running teleport, so he's just gonna back and buy here. I mean, Pantheon can maybe try and look to tower dive if he really wanted to, but
He can, but I feel like he just...
never mind. Directed camera. What the heck? Why did we not watch the gank top lane?
I was focused on watching Pantheon.
Yeah, the directed camera was mid lane for whatever reason. Great job on Mayor Huevos showing up top, slipping around all the vision that was there. It had expired, so he was able to get the first kill in onto that. And it looks like Orianna's just gonna push the Pantheon off of the camp here, even though Pantheon gets the entire camp.
I double checked what happened. The Olaf slipped past Scuttle warding, then ran straight through Ornn's blind river bush. Ornn was overextended with no mana, so it just resulted in him dying.
Well, we have checked in on bot lane 3 times now, and Dr. Jet has landed the double bombs twice. So he's getting some good CC, and that's, I think, led to a bit of a CS lead for the Kai'Sa.
Small, but given that both AD carries can scale fairly hard if they get enough of a lead, it's definitely going to help in the long run if they can manage to keep it.
Now Olaf down here on the bot side, there is no vision of him going towards the dragon, as they do get a nice push up from their bot lane, and Orianna has control in the mid wave of the minions at the moment, so this looks like to be a pretty free dragon headed over to
Definitely
MouthfeeL.
free. I agree there, it's definitely free. It was a bit telegraphed with the bot lane walking straight up from the wave without shoving in, but because of the pressure that Orianna had mid, they couldn't really do anything.
And with the solo laners have now all started to hit 6. Pantheon is 6 as well. Mayor Huevos, who stopped to pick up the dragon, is not hit 6 yet. Where does Pantheon ult first? The solo lanes, or does he look to go bot?
Depends on whoever pushes. Pantheon's ult is really good if the enemy is pushed in far enough. The channel time is annoying, so you have to be able to predict when and where they're going to be.
And we caught that solo kill up top lane. Tuba, that was an excellent breath there on the side of Phoenix to prevent going into the Death Realm. But, Tuba still had his flash up, and it looks like Echo's going to go in here onto... Oh, that's a double stun onto Olaf, but he's going to be able to escape as Orianna actually bops the ult in, and looks like she's going to get stunned here. Going to have to try and flash out. Can her own ball heal up? Oh, great Alistar headbutt pulverized to jump in here, kill Echo before he drops down. Pantheon's going to try and spear. No, axe in the face. Olaf. The coordination on the side of MouthfeeL here in this mid-game has gone really well for them, with leading to 4-0 in kills.
Where was this when they faced us?
Oh, Ima, you're dead. Oh! Ooh. Flashing that wall.
Away.
Oh, Echo gonna go in here, but just too much CC.
That flash was really, really clean there. I'm still surprised the Alistar isn't running Phase Rush, because it can be really good for jumping in, but I can definitely see why they're running Aftershock, because it's going to give so much resistances whenever they jump in.
I just want to say that
much harder to kill.
Those mobility boots, that back and buy, and he bought the mobility boots for him to show up to that skirmish in the mid lane. That's what made the difference. He was there with the mobility boots. Zilean already dropped his double bombs, and then Zilean doesn't do anything because he's not 6 yet. So he just sort of stood there while he watched his Echo die. Okay, so we, gold lead now starting to head over to MouthfeeL. This early game, you said that the style was going to go very similar, and if one team could start to get an advantage, this game could start getting really, one-sided. Have they got to that point yet, or is it still on a knife's edge?
They're almost there, but I think because the kills are on the the kill gold and assist are on the Alistar bottom, it's not as valuable if it were on the Jhin or the kill was on another one of the carries. Because of the mobility boots, if he decides to leave, then he definitely has a lot.
Speaking of, it looks like, Death Realm happening up here in the top lane, and TTU Phoenix does make it out. He's going to get hit in the face by an Olaf. He actually isn't going to make it out for it to matter. So Tuba definitely taking control in this top lane, 2-0-1, has a gold bounty, is same with his jungler buddy in the Olaf. So top half of the map looking nice. Rixay, no pressure down in the bot lane. Everything's, going all MouthfeeL at the moment.
At this point, the second they get to a team fight, if Mordekaiser's there, it's going to be heavily in MouthfeeL's favor because of how big he is. He's trying to back, and he is very close to buying his first busted item.
Now, interesting that Pantheon went, boots and mobility into, he just now is getting the phage. Like, we're 10 minutes in, and he just finally got an offensive item.
Boots and mobility makes sense for a Pantheon. When his ult is up, he has extreme presence, but when it's down, he doesn't have as much presence. With boots of mobility, as long as he can, if he's going for bottom, if he dodges the Jhin traps, if he's going for mid, he can sometimes jump on the Orianna before she can react and throw the ball his way.
Well, Pantheon ulting into the bot lane. Great headbutt on the side. Kai'Sa's going to go in here, see if he has finished this one off. Nope, not going to be able to finish it off. And here comes the Jhin. Curtain call. Olaf is here throwing out some axes. We have flashes going off. Double bomb goes in onto Alistar and Olaf, but, he's gone unstoppable, so he's just throwing his axes in. And Echo's actually going to be the first one down here. Jhin ult is too far away to lay any more damage down. Olaf too far with the chase. And now something's going well for the side of players Reborn. A forced, pretty kind of forced gank, but the first Pantheon gank, very successful, and that should probably lead to a dragon.
The other thing that the boots of mobility give for Pantheon is the ability to get into place for his ult faster. If the enemy team doesn't have boots of mobility or are not faster than him...
Uh-oh! Tuba teleported into the back line.
They really want this dragon.
They do. And now teleport in on the side of Ornn. Okay.
They're going aggro. Looks like they're trying to pick up the Mordekaiser.
Oh, it looks like he's going to die. Orianna ult gets 4, but that means a dead Mordekaiser, and your most fed member is not going to be here for the team fight. Overstepping their bounds on the side of MouthfeeL. Not particularly coordinated. As they players are bound.
Nope, they're not looking to steal.
Yeah. So those few, like one mistake after another, just, overstepping 2 times in a row on the side of MouthfeeL brings this game back to just a 1k gold lead for them. And Players Reborn still in it. Tower plates haven't even gone down yet. Pretty action-packed in the first 12 minutes.
Yeah, there's only one lane with plates down. That's because Ornn managed to shove up. And he has demo. Otherwise I'm actually surprised that there aren't any other plates.
Well, Cage Reaper is coming back here. Looks like for a second gank on the spot. Oh, headbutt, pulverized into the spotlight.
Really do not want to let Jhin live.
Nope. Echo's coming in here with the teleport, and looks like that's going to be a down 80 carry. Flash out on the Alistar. He's going to escape, and they're going to trade this for tower plates here in the mid lane. Mordekaiser is here as well as Olaf, and this goes down. Can they get the whole tower, or are they just going to get...
They should not be able to get the whole tower unless Echo just doesn't do anything. Yeah.
Olaf's going in. He's like, nope, I want the tower.
Yeah. They managed to shove him off. Not enough. They managed to save the turret. Orianna blew ulti. Olaf blew his as well. That's 2 down. Mordekaiser still has his, but so does Echo.
Sunk cost fallacy right now is flashing out as Orianna to prevent any, further damage. And it looks like Mordekaiser is going to get absolutely jumped on, and Echo's just going to throw out one thing here. Bomb lands on Mordekaiser, and down goes the Dark Knight. Pantheon Echo now jumping in onto Olaf. See if he can get in. Revive coming out. Which revive is it? That's Zillion's revive. And now that terror plating is faded, MouthfeeL is just, I'm going to say, I'm not going to, like, they've thrown kind of hard in the last, 4 minutes. Oh, going under tower. He's going to go back in time. Oh, Alistar trying to get it. Jhin maybe can pick up the kill with Olaf. No, Zillion bombs are stunned long enough so they can get another kill. Pantheon's come back to jump in and jump on the Olaf. He's going to drop. Axes are not enough here. The fighting is back and forth, and Players Reborn has come back swinging hard as Ornn actually got first tower of the game in top lane.
I mean, that's a given. His job right now is to farm, get so tanky that Mordekaiser would be wasting an ult. Pantheon's someone who Mordekaiser normally doesn't want to ulti because he can just nullify with the stun and the damage reduction. And then be Echo Kaisa.
Just got a double kill on the top side, so Santorin, same thing.
So
Echo doesn't seem like a good target for his ulti either. Kaisa, I'd say, would be best bet. Get him out, but still might die from that because of the lead that they had was lost.
now let's touch base a little bit on this Zillion. He's giving extra levels out now to players, and the fact that Ornn just went from level 10 halfway to level 11, making him the highest level in the game, particularly with that extra CS and first tower plate. Ornn being shut down and dying early in lane it's been absolutely nothing, right? He's just going to absolutely start crushing things.
And he's just ignoring the 2 champions beating on him underneath the turret.
Yeah. Gelati burnt the ult just, I think, more to clear the minion wave than it is to, get rid of the champions.
Makes sense. The second mid falls, that's a lot more area that the team that managed to take it down gets to roam through.
Now, Air Drake...
This Zillion is...
Sorry, go ahead with the
Air Drake's
Zillion.
coming up. I was going to say, if this Zillion is building Moonstone, and if he then goes...
Imperial Mandate.
He was going to make Ellis. That makes sense.
Well, Jin is going to die here in the bot lane because Pantheon has used second ultimate to get down here. Oh, he actually is able to speed himself out of there with flash and heal. Curtain call. Now we have Olaf coming in here.
I don't think they will be able to because Echo still has ulti and Pantheon can stop some damage for a bit.
Yeah. That's one.
I feel like if they turned, they could have taken out the Olaf and then kept looking for more.
Okay, well the jungler's down, but so is all their abilities. Orianna, seen. Mordekaiser in top, but here comes Ornn.
Just running straight at them.
Echo gonna go over the wall. On top of the Ornn, oh, he's gonna have to flash off, gets the knockup. Oh, then Kaiser's gonna go in and down goes Orianna. As Mordekaiser is teleported in, he goes in for the pull, but it's not gonna be enough here. As Meriwevel's taken, and someone's gone to the death row, but I think that's Echo, and he's gonna go back. Headbutt pulverized in by Alistar is not gonna happen. As Ornn gets another shutdown onto the Alistar, is gonna throw out his Qs. A zillion bombs are dropping in as well as Kaiser's gonna try and dance around, jump around. Jin has not been stopped here. Mordekaiser is gonna try and finish off on the left, and they're trying to get a Jin. He's gonna go under tower. Echo does not have to go back in time as Squirrel Rust is gonna take down Meriwevel. But Tuba takes down the Squirrel Sensei, and Rick's gonna get it with one crit, and second crit takes down the Ornn, but Pantheon's come back alive. He's gonna come jump back in and see if he can finish off the 80 carry. One more heal, Ornn, Tuba's here, and there's 2 zillion bombs, not gonna be enough, gets the slow, tries to pull in with the, the Conqueror, not enough healing coming out of the side, and there's the pullback under tower with the Q, there's finishing off on the Cage Reaper. He's gonna have to try and pop the W for the shield, but nope, he's just gonna eat it like a boss. Only Dr. Dad left alive on the side of players Reborn, and here comes Alistar and Orianna, because we're probably going to go to a dragon fight here in the next few seconds.
I feel like the ignoring of the position of the Mordekaiser in the Death Realm after Echo got over the wall is what did in the Kaisa and the Zillion, which forced them to run away there.
Oh, Alistar got all CC'd, and Orianna's going to go down, and now Meriwevel is trying to go in onto the Echo, and there's the ult to try and CC off, but nope, Echo's gone back in time to heal himself up. Olaf is going to try and run his way out of there, and there's a great stun, and over the wall now comes the Mordekaiser, but with the mid laner gone, all the CC, not enough. I can't even tell. Ults, summoners, everything's been burnt by everyone in the last, 3 minutes. Jin, curtain call, maybe go for a curtain call steal? Well, there's 1, 2, 3... 4.
No. Ornn just ate the 4th shot and just coughed.
And now Ornn is level 12 thanks to Zillion. Zillion, I think, has used his passive on Ornn at least twice this game, which,
Twice
is
so far.
It's just so important to get Ornn, accelerated for his ornaments. Oh, headbutt pulverized into the pull. Oh, they're in the death realm. Now, can he kill him coming out of the death realm? Nope, he's going to escape. Not going to chase that one.
I have to say, I'm really surprised that Tuba managed to do what he did to Phoenix early game. Since when we faced each other, I was running Malphite into his Gnar. And while Malphite should go even, he definitely managed... The Tuba's Gnar managed to push me out of lane a fair amount, but he never managed to take me out as much as he managed to with Phoenix, so I think Phoenix has got a bit to learn there.
Well, Phoenix did get... it also is like the team play, right? What are you trying to do? And Phoenix has tried to maybe keep some pressure on the map, so Olaf focused top, because Olaf did gank 2 or 3 times top lane, compared to the Pantheon, who ganked bot lane with his ultimate twice. For pretty good success.
Yeah. I remember Tuba tends to telegraph when he's getting ganked, but because of Phoenix not having the ward the first time around, and then the second time around he just got caught out by the Mordekaiser ulti, I don't think there was too much he could have done except ward a bit better for the first one. Second one seemed unavoidable.
Well, the mid lane tower goes down. It looks like we're going to have a gank. Yeah, well, here comes Zillion to back him up. Pantheon's actually going to come in here as well. Let's see who he takes into the death realm. He's going to actually get double bombed here. Can he shoot? Nope, he didn't save it. Oh, it was on cooldown. It just now came off cooldown. His ultimate, yeah. The thing, I watched the tick. the
I
little.
think Ornn was saving his W just in case it was pointed at him as well.
Yeah. Well, that's 3 champions taking down the top laner as this Jhin versus Echo in the bot lane duel continues. Pantheon versus Olaf. Olaf's going to have to run his way out of there. Great ulti out on the side of Orianna to get people to disarray, but here comes Orianna. She's going to run away. Sorry, the Ornn ult actually makes them flash. Pantheon trying to get in on the Alistar. You're headbutting and pulverizing everything you can, but the ball is not enough shielding for you as Echo takes down Jhin in the bot lane. And after the first 10 minutes was looking like it's all MouthfeeL, it has been the complete opposite in the last 10.
And this discrepancy is just going to get bigger and bigger as the game goes on. One, because of Ornn's passive. Soon he's going to upgrade his items, and then that's going to start being his teammates' items. The Olaf falls off against tanks, even with the Gore Drinker and his W interaction. Mordekaiser scales fairly well, and it looks like he's building an Asher's Tooth right now, along with his Seeker's Arm Guard for the Zhonya's. But he's not really going to be able to do much against anyone except possibly the Echo.
Echo with that Sheen not only killed Jhin in bot lane, but it's now taken 2 towers. So he's got his split push on too, right? Now that they've transitioned into this like real mid-game part, the Olaf is just, he's pushing it. But sorry, the Ornn is now part of the team, and the Echo's on the side lanes. And
with teleport ready.
He's going to be doing work. And this is where I think you said the fact that Olaf got ahead early, but it wasn't enough. I think it's going to make the huge difference.
The first greed definitely started throwing it bot lane when Echo tried running a bit too, when Olaf ran a bit too hard at the enemy turret.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dragon fight sometime after that for the next Drake definitely managed to pull it more in Players Reborn's favor.
Okay. Well, MouthfeeL trying to get a pick, and it looks like they're maybe just, are they just going to go in onto... No, he's going to run away. Oh, right in. It looks like Meriwavell's going to go in here. He's going to ult his way out. His headbutt pulverized coming out on the side of Alistar onto the Pantheon, but he's just going to block all the damage. Blast coning people away. Echo's going to do a wraparound back onto Rixa, and he's going to get stunned. He's going to have to flash out. Headbutt pulverized not going to happen. And Mordekaiser pokes Echo into the death realm. Here comes the current call on the side of Jhin, trying to open everything up, trying to see if there's going to be enough damage to Mr. Jai. It looks like there was a Zhonya's, or at least a stopwatch on the side of Brewer. He's going to heal his way out. Orianna ult, and headbutt pulverized coming back in is Kai'Sa's not getting in, and Ornn's going to get in and slap that damage in onto Orianna. Finish this one off. Double bomb on the right-hand side. Not going to be in. There's a stun, and stun from Pantheon, though, is going to finish off the help with the Alistars. Kai'Sa has not been touched basically in either of these sites, as there's too many beefy people on the front line. And Echo backed and then teleported the bot lane? Yeah, he's did. Now he's getting
advantage while they have it.
Shove on. Dragon's going to go over to Players Reborn.
He's going to regret that.
Yeah,
they should have gone through their gate.
Yikes. Very, very impressive team fight on the side of Players Reborn in this game. And just sort of all the gold leads are shown up on the screen. Touch base on the fact of how important is it that these are, air drakes going over to Players Reborn.
They have 2 get out of jail free cards for ultimates that are currently being reduced from the air drakes, plus the actual CDR that they have in their builds. They have Kai'Sa's ultimate, which lets her dive in, or when she's being attacked by someone, she can get a bit of a shield or juke them out. Pantheon gets to run around and farm and still be ready for the fight. I think Ornn is the one who benefits the least, because he's always just going to either ult or run at them, whereas the rest of them give him a bit more utility.
And that utility is, just like, how important is this utility? It's like everything's going to be up all the time now.
It's very important when you have 2 people, when you have someone who can run in and die twice and not be dead, because not even death can kill them. When you also have one of the people who just refuses to die, at least once, can split while having teleport. instantly take out one of your squishies, and your tanks can't really do anything there.
Olaf getting caught at his Krug, trying to, dance around as there's the Oriana. Shockwave trying to get off. He's actually just auto-attacking blue buff, trying to get the heal off, come off, and Jin's going to go down. Oh, no, the Zillion ult gets double bomb. Speed up on the side of Rixday because of the crits. Ornn ult actually got dropped in the bot lane. I saw that because of the giant thing.
Still managed to knock up the Mordekaiser there.
Oh. Great. W. Nope. Okay. Well, Alistar does a W, and then a stun, and down goes Zillion.
Tuva was just hair bit too slow with his Death Realm, because Ornn still managed to knock up the Mordekaiser with his ultimate, which I think would, if that didn't happen, it would have led to a bit better of a fight.
Well, the Alistar, I just want to say, has gotten some pretty good headbutt pulverizes in. Has done a pretty decent job CCing on the side of MouthfeeL.
But in that last fight, he did kill his own Olaf by shoving the Pantheon right next to him.
Yes, he did. But I was set to say, his play has been pretty well. I think Dr. Dad has been, other than that, his one death, 1 and 14 on the side of the Zillion. And you talked about how important it is for these, being able to come back alive. He's been on point with his ultimates.
Yeah, there's a reason that Echo has been banned against Players Reborn a lot, and that I believe Zillion still has a fair amount of bans. Zillion's just annoying to face. If he gets you with his 99% slow, you're probably going to die, because then he can throw double bombs on you, and then he can slow you again. If you are playing someone who can burst, and you start trying to jump on their 80 carry, he presses R, and he just says no.
Okay, well, we may have an engage here in the mid lane as the teleport comes out on the side of Mordekaiser. It looks like they're going to try and get in onto the Alistar. And now they may get in onto someone else's. The backline's going to jump on, and down goes the Oriana. Echo just so strong right now with all of his abilities, so much gold. And down goes Alistar. And Echo's going to be trying to chase in onto this Jhin. And the Kais is just going to 1v1 the Mordekaiser. And that means the game's pretty much over for players, Reborn here. They just got to finish this one up. If they're solo killing people right, left, and center, and, absolutely running these things through, there's not much hope left for MouthfeeL.
That fight, Echo had the move speed from his rocket bow, from Zillion, and his passive active all at once. I thought he turned into a blue hedgehog for a second.
He did. Oh my gosh. Flash auto, plus those Sheen procs are just absolutely crushing right now.
And he has a Mejai's. 16 stacks right now, and it's only going to go up because he's just that hard to kill. Unless he can get CC locked for eternity, but I don't think they can catch him right now.
Yeah, he didn't hit his ult earlier in the game, but he is not going to make that same mistake twice. He also has the Zhonya's, so, I mean, you have to kill him, 4 times, because between Zhonya's, his ultimate, Zillion ultimate, top of everyone else doing damage.
Looks like you'd have to kill him 3 times, 4 times. But even that probably wouldn't be enough, because he'll be able to try and flash out if he has it up, or he'll just remove one of your carries and then leave. Because in that last fight...
Oh, flash in by Tuba, and he's just going to hold the ore, and that's not where you want to hit. And Brewer goes into the backline, says, bye-bye, Jhin. That's not going to happen. He's gone golden. Is now Scroll Sense is going to finish off Gelati's decision or not. As here comes the bombs and the stuns and the Qs and the Ws and everything happening. And this is going to be a straight-up ace on the side of Players Reborn. And Echo's going to teleport mid. The rest of the team's going to take Dragon. And now Ornn's teleporting mid. Game is going to be over.
They're just finishing it up right now. I was surprised that they managed to turn it back as hard as they did. I thought it would take a bit longer to fully turn everything back around.
Yeah, it was 10 minutes looking very good for MouthfeeL. And then 20 minutes of straight domination on the side of Players Reborn. Excellent, excellent job for those last 20 minutes of the game. Taking home game number 1. Come on, client. Please. Can you look to see stats?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if I can exit. It's not letting me leave the game. Maybe? Okay. there we are. Let's flip over to some stats real quick. What stat do you want to look at first?
Honestly, I always double check the damage first just to see how well I did whenever I'm playing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's mainly because I play set and I like checking to see how much damage I got from using the enemy to kill their own team.
Can definitely
I'm rather
see that.
surprised that the Mordekaiser managed to beat out the rest of the team, so...
He was bashing on Ornn 3/4 the game, though.
I mean, compared to the rest of the people in the game itself, only Echo managed to beat him in damage. But then with the Ornn being so close, only behind by about 2,500, same with the Pantheon by about 2, and then Kaisa same, I'm surprised he managed to actually beat them in damage, even though he was beating on the Ornn.
Okay, well, there are the real stats here. We will be jumping over to game number 2 here in just a moment. Do you have like an MVP for game 1?
I think it would have to be either Dad or Gruer. Gruer because he just would 100-0 or force the enemy Jin to blow flash and heal, or the enemy Oriana to always blow flash or they would die. Or Dad for only dying once and then just pressing R and keeping his team from dying whenever they accidentally hit R or got caught.
Yeah,
He got 91 on the score.
yeah. I was also gonna say probably Gruer first, and then Dr. Dad was so. I mean, maybe it's the fact that he's playing Zillion, but the importance of like getting Ornn so far ahead and his AD carry so far ahead when your top laner who's like losing in the 1v1 is all of a sudden 2 levels up on the enemy top laner. That's just such a huge difference, right? When you get to hit level like 13 and 14 while everyone else is still like level 10 and 11, it's just crazy.
He delivered. He gave the Ornn some pull in the middle of winter. That is one of the best feelings when you have teammates who are able to push you back from the just brink of getting bent over. It is one of the best feelings when you come back and just getting beat.
So. And then, okay, who would you give the ace to? I mean, you just gave it to Tuba? I mean, he was doing really well until the rest of the map just sort of... I mean, they just had that, like, re-engage down bot lane where they died, and then to the dragon where they died, and they just gave up a whole bunch of kills. It just... I think it was just like an overall team swing, and he just wasn't in a position to, you know, carry out any further.
I would give it to Olaf if he didn't overextend for the first death down in bot lane. So I would have to agree with you and give it to Tuba.
Okay, so we are in intermission here until they start up the draft for game 2. So we'll be right back. Hello, everyone. We are back here with the pick bans for game number 2. Players Reborn took game 1 in a very impressive 20 minutes. Well, the game match was 30 minutes, but if you ignore the first 10, it was all one-sided for Players Reborn. Don't you think, Taco?
It wasn't all one-sided. After 10 minutes, it started moving, but then at 15, I think then it just became one-sided completely. They turned into a steamroller.
Well, the only change in the bans is they dropped Alawi and banned Ornn on the side of MouthfeeL. I'm surprised Echo or Zillion didn't get banned. Or not Alawi, they dropped
Yone.
They dropped the Yone for Ornn. I mean, Ornn was a problem, but I really think the main problem was the Echo.
If they don't pick it first round, because Players Reborn did not pick Echo first round last time, they might be saving the ban for that. Same 80 carries.
And these are the two of the better, stronger 80 carries at the moment. And I think the 80 carries did fairly well in their positions. I don't think that Rixey nor Squirrel played bad. I mean, I think they played decently.
They both got jumped on by the enemy team. The only difference is Kaisa had a Zillion, and still does. Whereas Jin had an Alistar, but I don't think Alistar comes with a free revive.
No, Alistar does not come with a free revive. Does come with the tankiness and engage from himself, though. But a Gragas on the side of MouthfeeL. Now, do you think that Gragas is going top or jungle, or even support?
Jungle or top would be my bet. More likely jungle, but I still think it could be a top pick because I do know Gragas definitely has a lot of self-sustain in lane. Oh, jungle Gragas top Shen, I think.
Or is that River Shen?
Oh my lord.
River Shen. Okay, now where's Maokai going? Is that a support Maokai or a Maokai top lane or with a Zillion mid lane? Or is that a Maokai jungle? Or is that a support Shen?
Might be a support Shen. More likely than not, that Maokai is going top. Because they first hovered... I forgot who they hovered. Malphite. Because they first hovered Malphite. I feel like either they were deliberately trying to trick MouthfeeL, but it's not... I don't think it's too likely. They're probably trying to figure out, should we ban the Echo, shouldn't we? Oh, there's the Yone. I feel like the first pick for Players Reborn is going to be
an Echo.
An Echo, unless MouthfeeL decides to steal it.
Are they really going to ban Callista?
They're probably hovering it just as we don't know what we want to ban, but we don't want to show them what we want to ban, because then they would know what to pick.
I mean, they banned... So, Players Reborn banned all 5 of the same champions, and they picked 2 of the 3 champions so far that played in Game 1. The only difference why they didn't pick the Ornn is because, well, it was banned, so they picked the Maokai. But still has that really long-range engage and CC tank coming out of top lane. And
I really hope... Yeah, Karma mid?
No, Karma mid, that's I'm a champion. That's a support Karma. Right?
I have seen Karma mid ran a fair amount, and she is definitely annoying. If you can manage to hit your ultimate abilities, you'll get your ultimate back just that much quicker. I really hope that the Maokai is going to be running Moonstaff, or at least Moonstone, just because it's a very funny item to see someone who has no ally healing or shielding to just heal the enemy back up. Galio mid, Maokai top, jungle J4, bot lane Kai Zillion. I'm surprised they didn't pick up the Echo.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well. This is a really heavy engage comp.
If Echo engaged into MouthfeeL, he'd be able to get CC locked by the Gragas Shen, possibly by the Jin's W, And then the Karma could bind him.
Yeah.
And they picked the Azir for MouthfeeL. They're trying to get the Wombo. Probably, maybe they want to play ping pong with Gragas and Azir.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to see. I mean, the Azir I think is probably for lane, right? And they need
Azir
more.
scales fairly hard.
Yeah, I mean, but he's safe. He can be safe in lane. You can't follow the Galio.
But he can stop it.
That's true.
Not only can he stop it, he can also out-poke the Galio in lane and out-shove him, because I don't think Galio can one-shot a team with his Q anymore.
No,
I think
he
they
can't.
patched that after about a week.
Yeah, he needs to get some more. He needs to get a decent amount of AP to clear out waves with his Q. Is this just going to be like? Well, on this time, so in the last game, I feel that MouthfeeL. They I don't know. Players Reborn had the better damage, but not necessarily team comp like 5v5. They just had the more like skirmishy. But they could 5v5 team fight because of all of the damage and revives that they had between Zillion
I feel
and
like
Echo.
Players Reborn is going to win.
Yeah,
Because of the amount of AoE forced group together they have. Zillion has double bombs, Jarvan has his ultimate, Galio has his ultimate, Maokai has his ultimate. Not only that, I don't think the Jin's going to have a good time because they have a Maokai, a Jarvan, a Galio, and a Zillion who could speed up the Maokai Jarvan. He can also speed up the Galio when Galio is charging his W to make a scary taunt coming at you at Mach 2.
I do feel that MouthfeeL has the better split pushing opportunities than Players Reborn does.
They definitely do. If the Shen runs teleport, it is, in my mind, it's likely that the Shen could still run Ignite versus the Maokai because of the healing. And it would give Shen a fair amount of lane pressure with the dash Q into 3 auto attacks for percent max health damage. And then the Ignite to make sure that the Maokai can't heal up. Although the Maokai is probably just going to restrict Shen from not being able to be near any bushes with his saplings. And the saplings can also help against getting ganked by just being placed in river.
Now, we currently have the Shen being hovered as the top laner. They get basically until 20 seconds if they wanted to switch it. I've seen a lot more Gragas top lane than I have out of the jungle. He's still decent in the meta. I mean, he's going to be pretty good on the displacement.
Gragas as a jungler, he's still definitely good for jungle. I think because he has annoying ganks, but he's not really going to be able to gank the bot lane without his ultimate, because Gragas will run in and charge, but it's fairly telegraphed unless the poke from Karma Jhin will snare one of the 2 bot laners, then that'll be a fairly good gank. For mid, I think that'd be the easiest lane to gank overall, since Maokai can dodge Gragas's charge with his W and then use his own Q to knock back the Shen, who probably would have charged in with his taunt, and then the Gragas, who's already right on top of him.
Charging in onto a Galio, though, is not the easiest thing. He just, pops his taunt circle.
That's true enough. I feel like it's going to be at 6 that most of the game is going to happen, although I am expecting a level 2 gank from the Jarvan, either top or bot, maybe mid. If he doesn't, I'm going to be sorely disappointed in him.
Well, you want to get your gank in on Azir before Azir gets level 3, right? Because then you can't do his little sand shuffle thing. His sand shoulder. Oh my gosh. Sand soldier.
Shuriman Shuffle.
Shurima shuffle. Yeah. I was like trying to say
Shuriman
that.
Shuffle is his ultimate, not his not the dash away. The Shuriman Shuffle is dashing and then dashing into the enemy team and then using your ultimate.
Well, whatever. His where he goes to his
using his
sand.
dash.
Oh my gosh.
Sand soldier dash.
I can't even say it. I'm tongue tied, and I have another match after this tonight. So, jeez, I think this is an overall, like you said, these team comps are very comparable in kind of how they want to play.
Gragas' ult does counter Jarvan slightly because it can knock everyone away, but I feel like with how early game Jarvan is, and how much he's going to be able to gank more than Gragas just because of how the lanes look. I feel like there's going to be early pressure on the side of Players Reborn this time. I don't know about top lane because I don't know what runes they're running at. I feel like mid, Brewer is going to get poked a bit, but not completely poked out of lane, whereas bot is going to probably be the same song as dances last time. Whoever can get ahead first will probably have the main advantage. But they have very similar bots this time compared to last time, where it was a Zillion Alistar, now it's a Zillion Karma. And they both have really good poke. I'm also expecting the Moon Staff from the Karma because she can already shield allies, everyone in an area with their ultimate shield.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, if they get to that point fast enough, I feel like they're going to have an advantage in team fights, whereas unlikely we're going to see a Moonstaff from the Zillion since he bought the Imperial Mandate last game.
Okay. Should be loading in here in just a moment. So on the side of Players Reborn, we're going to have TTU Phoenix in the top lane on the Maokai, Cage Reaper in the jungle on the Jarvan, Brewer in the mid lane on the Galio, Squirrel Sensei on the AD carry Kaisa, and Dr. Dad playing the Zillion support. On the side of MouthfeeL, we're going to have, Shen, Tuba on Shen in the top lane, Mayor Wavos in the jungle on the Gragas Shalati doing mid lane Azir. Did I say mid lane Gragas? It's Gragas jungle. Rixday is going to be the AD carry Jin and Ima running the Karma support. Now, we saw Cheese kind of in game 1. Will we see Cheese in game 2?
It looks like they're doing a 5-point for Reborn, where I don't think they're going to be aiming to do anything past catching someone who goes too far to ward, maybe with a taunt flash if they went too far.
Now, Shen went Grasp and Teleport, no Ignite, and Grasp actually out of the side of the Maokai as well.
Both of those are really normal. Grasp on Shen lets him jump in with his QE and then get a fair amount of damage off while he runs away. Grasp on Maokai makes sense because he just wants to be full tank and his passive heals him based on max health.
Predator, though, on the side of the Galio, Conqueror coming out on the side of the Jarvan. I think those are pretty... I don't think those are pretty relatively... Those are normal runes for everyone, I think. Jarvan, I think...
Predator's on Gragas, not Galio.
Yeah, Gragas, not Galio. Galio is running Aftershock.
Makes sense. Seems like he's playing for a lane where he's not going to be able to do too much, and he's going to wait for a gank. Jarvan just might actually let his try and look it for... Is he? He is. It looks like he's looking for a level 2 gank right now.
Yeah, and Azir is level 1, and he's just going to flag and drag. 1 auto, 2... I mean, you get autos back in return, burns a corrupting pot, but, like, it's a walk-by gank, right? Like, it just allows Brewer to get level 2.
Yeah, he just did a drive-by. Now Gruer's able to be a bit more aggro.
Now, Jarvan does not really have a very good AoE clear, so he's not going to be doing a full clear like this Gragas is. Do you think that's going to make a difference?
Gragas will be able to get money faster, but I feel like because of just how J4 is, once he's at level 3, he'll be able to try and look for another gank if anyone's available, because he's currently topside and his top is very slowly being pushed in. He might look there, but Gragas is there as well.
Should the Gragas look to even try and get the scuttle?
Because Tupa's blind right now, and Phoenix is slowly baiting him in, looks like they're going to go in for an engage.
Oh, the sapling behind.
pushing in.
Great
The minions
snare.
triggered it.
Oh, the double taunt does a great job. He's going to
It was
flash. And they know exactly where the Galio is.
Yeah. Those were pings from blue side. I thought for a second that it was red side pinging them, but it had the blue outline. Alright, now Gragas is pinging that he wants to take bot scuttle. Azir is warding to get an eye on Jarvan.
Yeah.
And top is just grasp trading right now. They don't have anything else to do.
And this is why Direct-to-Cam loves tanks. Nice punch into the taunt on the side of Gruer. Gelati gonna have to try and finish the run. Flag and drag coming in from Jarvan. That's gonna be first blood. First blood. First blood. Oh my gosh! How in the world did he come in?
Gruer's dead here. Ooh,
That-
counter gank.
Flash into the belly slam. Oh my gosh. Great job on the side of... This is how game 1 started too, right? A counter gank coming in on the side of, Mayor Huevos gets mid lane in a good position. He picks up a couple of kills, and MouthfeeL, feels like they're doing well. We'll see if they can last longer than 15 minutes.
I don't know why. I have a strange feeling that Gragas is going to greed and die before he gets a next kill or assist.
Mayor Huevos is a coin flippy player. He's kind of known for kind of one of the more risky players on the side of MouthfeeL. And speaking of ganks, great little sidestep on the side of the tree. Didn't realize trees could be so mobile.
And even without that, if the Gragas didn't come, Tuba would have, overall, I feel like he would have lost that trade because of the sapling that he dashed into and the knockback that Phoenix did.
We are going to go jump. Oh, taunt on the side. It looks like, oh no, Shen, you were going to die here. And flash out on the side of Maokai. Down goes this as there's the gank in the bot lane. As Rixie had to burn flash down bottom. So excellent teleport on the side. Gruer looks like the flag and track back in by Cage Reaper. Going to get some poke damage in as they're going to just run straight in onto the AD carry. He has got no mana. Zillion out of mana though. Can't return. Speed up. Nope. Everyone's out of resources down here in the bot lane. So, Taco, you still there?
Yes.
Okay. You said that Gragas was going to greed, but his greediness got Shen killed.
Well, he still hasn't got an assist or another kill yet.
It's true. We'll see how this goes. Mountain Dragon is the first dragon of the game. I don't think anyone's going to want to take that anytime soon.
Are we going to start placing bets for What's the Soul?
No, because I lost that like hard the other night. I tried to guess all the dragons, and I went 0 for 3. It was very, very bad.
Alright, well, let's see. It was Ocean, Infernal. What was the last game? It was Ocean, Infernal, Cloud?
Yeah.
Then this one is Mountain. If it's Ocean, Infernal, Cloud, it's going to be Mountain, Ocean, Infernal.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens in that regards as things are going through. So the Jarvan has done multiple ganks now and has basically just burned a couple summoners and has died for it. The Gragas has done some ganks, but has actually stayed alive and stayed on the map and is now, up a significant amount of CS.
Tuva taking the trade there. Not letting Maokai proc his passive. I was kind of thinking that Jarvan might run Assassin, to be completely honest, since Duskblade Jarvan is something that I saw some, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, and it was doing fairly well in the games that I faced it and played with.
Well, are we going to see another... I mean, there's just too much healing coming out on the side of Maokai right now to try and dive him under tower. But this game is slowed down. I think after this rotation of the buffs being picked up on the side of the junglers, we may see some more action. Particularly if Jarvan's going to be down here on the bottom side of the map.
Oh, Galio's looking. I feel like Players Reborn said, alright Phoenix, you're not allowed to die. Don't feed him kills. You're going to play Maokai.
Well, Zillion has used his passive yet again to get Kaisen now to level 6, so if Kaisen wants to jump in...
Ooh, another dive top.
Yeah, and dive bot. Great Q on the side of the Maokai.
Ooh, Huevos almost went in on that one.
Galio's going to go bottom.
Come on, Phoenix. He's being much more aggro than he normally is. He's going to slightly back off after this. And he's just seen there.
Yeah. Throws the sapling, sees the jungler. And it looks like we're going to have the jungler on the dragon here. So, Cage Reaper taking this opportunity to just get the free dragon.
Still looking for it.
They are. He should just ult. Ult the wave. Oh!
No. The ult would have made him stay in place a bit too long because of the channel time.
Yeah.
His best bet was to try and use his W to dodge, I think.
Well, Gelati's going to slide his way out of there as top lane gank does happen, but the dragon goes over to the side of Players Reborn, and it's an Ocean next, Taco. Not Infernal.
Wasn't it Ocean Infernal Air?
No, you did say...
Infernal Ocean? Man, I can't... Look, that's like 2 minutes ago. You expecting me to remember stuff?
No. Flag and dragon to ult in the bot lane. Rixey, slips out. Here comes the Shen ulti.
And then his own curtain call.
Oh my gosh. We'll see if they follow this into anything.
Nope.
Everyone's just going to body block for the jungler. And all this happens means that Gragas is going to get a nice...
Herald.
Yeah. So the ganks coming out on the side of Jarvan have been... I don't want to say failures because they've burnt multiple sums across the map. But he does have an assist. But
I think the main key here is that the Galio currently has 2 kills. None of the laners have any. Whereas the Gragas has 3.
Mm-hmm.
When Gragas gets his Night Harvester or his Rocket Belt,
Zillion tries
he's going to start doing a lot more.
Go and clear the traps. Fierce this one off. Now, do you just, the CS is all going currently right now in favor of MouthfeeL at, 11 minutes. I think that should be pretty significant.
Hey, chat loves me. There, I was right. It was Mountain, Ocean, Infernal, Air.
Oh, see, I can't remember. This is...
Neither of us could remember.
See, I don't know if I like this. I don't like the Gragas getting the Night Harvester.
It is extremely powerful. If all 5 are procced, he can easily hit all 5 people in a team fight too, because everything he does is AoE. Even his W's auto attack.
I guess. I don't know. Well, they're looking at diving onto the Azir in mid lane, which is kind of crazy. Where should Gragas take the Rift Herald while we watch the top laners slap each other?
We have another 2 minutes. If they can get something I feel like he should drop it in any lane just to get the money, because I don't think in 2 minutes he's going to be able to sway a lane enough to get him out of lane to get him to 4 plates. Their best bet would be top lane if they want to take a turret, but they need 3 people.
Well, take a turret. That may happen as it looks like the Shen's just going to get CC'd to death, and he's just going to go down. Right?
Gragas
that
is going bottom now.
Yeah. I mean, that's Galio, and somehow Jarvan got in on the assists. Did he drop, like, the flag or something?
Maybe he dropped the flag on the Galio.
On the
attack
Galio?
speed
So
went on him when he went fighting.
No, because I'm like, how did he get an assist? Azir's down here. This should be a dead tower.
Looks like it. But Maokai is getting to beat the turret top. That's a dead dad, but he's going to save himself.
Oh my gosh. Nice. Great ult on the side of Kai'Sa. Azir tower drive has gone very. Shen finally gets into the back line, but I think this is going to have... I was trying to get some pack over. Finally, Jarvan's going to, throw in. It looks like we have Shen over here on the backside. Just going to try and auto his way through. Jin's going to walk over, taunt over. Nope, they're just going to finish this one off. Down.
That went the wrong way.
And Maokai doesn't have TP, so he stayed in top lane. Shen's going to teleport into the top. I did not expect that team fight to go so volatile. I just thought they were going to try and get the tower. I was not expecting the overstep on the side of MouthfeeL again. Thought they would have learned from game 1. Flag and drag in onto the Gragas, who's then going to get cat ulted in by the Jarvan, who's now tanking the Jhin. Teleport in on the side of Azir. And the tower stays up.
Waited until the plates fell. They should have kept clearing the wave and wait. Not try too hard because it was 10 seconds away. They could have gotten it.
And now Dragon's going to go over the side of Polaris Reborn. As, Rixay doesn't have any health or mana. As the top laners keep fighting. Galio's going to go from behind. No. Blast coming over.
They are looking for it, and let's hope this is going to be Infernal Soul. If it isn't, then Riot was listening in, and they're griefing me.
That's definitely for sure.
All right, come on, Infernal. Yes!
Taco's going to be the winner of Game 2. MVP already. It's already done. Everyone can stop playing. Taco, MVP of Game 2. So the tower dive did not go in favor of MouthfeeL, who, I think they would have coordinated it correctly, could have taken this gold lead way up, right? 6-6 in kills. They're down 2 dragons, but they're up 1,000 gold.
They are up 1,000, but some of the gold in that 1,000 is definitely from the 4 plates that the Maokai managed to pick up top lane when they were taking the team fight down.
Well, Gragas just missed almost everything here. Go back to bot lane. No one cares about the tanks fighting top lane. Here's the revive coming out on the side of Kai'Sa. Takes... Oh, not the 4th shot. Azir.
So close.
Sand shoulder. Oh my gosh. Sand auto attack. Just crazy. Twice the directed camera took us back to top lane. And we missed the death. Sorry about that stream.
Oh, come on. Why don't... The Galio.
Jarvan Galio. What is this? China. Because...
There should have been a Jarvan ult. Get him locked down in position.
Yeah.
Now this is going to get run down.
Predator? Shen ulti.
With a flash.
Maokai tower dives him.
I don't think Phoenix had to do that there. He could have waited, then got a free turret. Still might get it,
There's the ulti and the snares.
Turns this.
Maybe? He's got taunt through the minions? Oh.
Shield.
Heals? Grasps?
Ooh, that was close.
Oh my gosh. That was a great tank battle right there. Great tank battle. And 2 towers, though, go over to the side of MouthfeeL. So, unlike the first game, they've actually used their gold lead in the positions to take towers. They haven't thrown too much yet.
No, and neither supports managed to get far ahead of the other. Jhin has more gold
Well, this Predator means that the tree is going to die. You can try and get... Oh. What is going on? MouthfeeL, are they grieving each other?
So that's... Let's see. First game, the Alistar killed their teammate. And second game, the Gragas saved the enemy.
Yeah.
I think there's something sus going on with MouthfeeL.
They're not on the same page today. A team known for their teamwork has been slacking. Double bombs coming over, so we see items coming up being completed by some champions. Gallo down here in the bot lane. No teleport. Does not have ulti, I guess. It's still on cooldown. Don't think it's going to be able to get in there. Just going to go for the tower. Are they just going to wait? Nope. Doctor, Dad, giving another level. Getting Jarvan to level 11. So this is really important. Getting Jarvan his second point in his ultimate.
Ooh, this is going to be an interesting fight since the Azir doesn't have Telly. The Azir's Telly and the Galio's Telly are on the same cooldown. So they're both bottom. Looks like they are... Oh, they're just swapping lanes now. I would think that players Reborn would want to keep their bot lane bot so they could take the turret first before swapping.
Yeah, well, looks like MouthfeeL is on a ward, and this is going to be a 4v4. Galio's the only one that could possibly show up to make it a 5v4 because Azir no teleport. And I think they're just going to try and hand it over as they get the speed up on the side of Karma. They're
try and steal with their W.
Double bombs. Flag and Drag comes in. Not sure who got it as we've gone big here. Kai'Sa's going to get damage in onto the Shen as K-Trooper's gone into the backline trying to save in on the Rixay. Tuba's actually going to take down the Jarvan. Jin got flash over the wall so he can throw out the curtain call and fire out those shots. He's going to hit all of them in onto the Maokai. There's the W. It's like Shen gets a taunt across. Let's see if he's going to finish it off. Gragas goes in for the body slam, knocking the lane. It looks like Zillion's going to place the ulti down on the tree. He's going to deal enough damage as Jin is now going to walk around the pit trying to lay down the crit auto attacks to get off the heels. Kai'Sa's going to finally dive into the fight, and there's the stun. Not enough, and it looks like double bomb actually takes down the stun with the sapling. Not going to be enough. Is going to be the side of MouthfeeL in that one in the 4v4. Someone picked up the Rift Herald. Shen got it in somewhere in the whole thing. Good job, Shen.
Ooh, that Kai'Sa ult. If she was a bit closer down, a bit to the left, the Shen dash, which I don't believe was aimed to her, would not have stopped her and would probably not have killed her.
And that is Dragon now going over to the side of MouthfeeL. This mid-game, minus the few side steps here, they're looking much better for them. I'm not saying the Players Reborn is doing poorly. It's just they're not being fed the being ran down into like they were in Game 1.
Oh yeah, this is much closer than it was previously.
Now, that team fight is probably not going to happen again because Galio was so far away. The teleports are now both up for the mid laners, and Galio can obviously ulti in. The engages are coming through. It's just a lot easier way to engage on the side of Players Reborn is we have the, Shelly being dropped top, I think just to take the tower down, right? Just like get rid of it.
They can't stop it.
Do they try and follow it for a tier 2, a next one?
It looks like they might just be trying to fight for it.
And it looks like...
Nope, they stopped the heralds.
Oh my gosh, they're going to go all in here. Double bumps get in, and Galio, Jarvan ulti, and then the common. Everything's being dumped in onto the Shen and the Karma as it's going to jump on its way out. As jump over the wall of Gragas. And Shen is just being, bounced around from side to side. And that was super uncoordinated. Oh, Azir going to go in, and down goes the sun. Curtain call's going to come up, and it looks like they're going to jump in, and it looks like flash in by Cage Reaper. He's going to be like, hey, get away from that person. Is Gelati. He's just going to die. He's dead.
Reaper just jumped on the Jin, told him, put down that phone, stop calling the curtain.
Yeah. And this, can you go Baron right now?
They definitely can. Kai'Sa has % max, or it's % missing. I honestly don't remember. I one-trick Draven bot lane. I'm just built different. But no one on the enemy team can stop the Baron. Maybe the Jin, if he had 4th shot, he could flash in, try and steal it. But he doesn't have flash.
Well, Shen ulti's going to come in to do nothing, because the saplings, they put a nice slow on you.
It's moral support.
So, Players Reborn have shown much better in these 5v5 team fights than MouthfeeL have. That just seemed... I mean, they got the charge off, and then they just couldn't... This didn't do anything, and Players Reborn very much capitalized. But later their CC very well in that last team fight.
Not only that, they started off the fight with... And Azir wasn't there yet. He got there after the fight was finished, and he couldn't even take out the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa flashed away and dodged the ultimate.
So we see vision being cleared across the board. Now, the fact that it's the Gragas at 5-2 and 5 compared to the 0-1 and 8 Jhin and the 3-3-4, Azir, do you think that's going to make a big difference here in the next team fight? The fact that all the money seems to be on the Gragas?
It didn't seem to make too much of one last time. I don't think it's going to make too much of one this time. I do know that the Jhin is slowly getting scarier than the Kai'Sa as long as they continue on this path. He's building a collector, even though I feel like he should be building an LDR into an Infinity Edge.
Well, there's...
Collector still makes sense.
Yeah, the Flag and Dragon ultimate from the Jarvan and Galio netted no one. But there are the bombs, and now here comes the curtain call, and it looks like Maokai's gone past the tower here. Gone golden is the Gragas here. Azir just trying to shred through everyone without a tower. Does a self-ult on the Fat Man, trying to finish this one off. And Azir going to go and Shurima shuffle everyone back into the tower. Flag and drive out goes the... the Jarvan and auto attacks Jhin, just not enough damage right now, trying to get everyone stunned. Galio is taunting under tower with the help of this Baron and Power minions pushing in. Shen gonna taunt under tower, trying to heal everyone up, not gonna happen. Does drop the shields, he's gonna flash on his way out now. Karma with the shields. Jhin deals a lot of damage, but it's one attack at a time, and it's such a slow and automation mode. Double bomb comes in, looks like gonna finish the flag and drag, comes in by the Jarvan. There's the Shen ulti, trying to heal enough. Oh, Karma's gonna drop down to that one. Squirrel Sunset's gonna get on attack. Taunt and double down goes, Tuba on that Shen by Brewer. His taunt is better, and that man, we have the Baron and Power minions pushing in with 4 members of the side of Player Reborn. It's just Rixay here left, and there's the flag and drag on the side of Jarvan trying to get in. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4. Not going to matter because Jhin, you are also out of mana. You cannot keep on pushing this. Here comes the Predator on the Gragas, who's not going to get anything done other than maybe take out some minions.
That Maokai refused to die the entire fight. He had Zillion ult on him, and then the Jhin just said, wait a minute, I can wait. And then he dropped the 4th shot on the Maokai just after the Zillion ult wore off on him. And one thing I do want to mention, both supports are running Moon Staff.
Well, we have teleport in here on the side of MouthfeeL. They are burning down this dragon, and they are going to slip their way on out. Let's see if they can escape. There's comes the ulti, flag and drag, and the ulti comes in. Now Jarvan's going to get into the back line. Same with Gallows. Gragas going to try and separate people. Shen is trying to taunt his people up. That's be a frontliner. And taunt comes out from Gallo on top, and looks like, 1 blast cone, 2 blast cone. Shen is on his way out, and Zillion actually has the ulti in onto the Gallo, trying to keep alive. And now Kai'Sa's actually ulted in. It looks like we're going to shuffle his way out to the tower, as they have not get the tier 1 MVP for that fight, allowing MouthfeeL to escape with the dragon.
Galio has got to have humongous stones for jumping in a 3v1 alone and being low near a Jhin.
He got the Zillion ulti at the perfect time, so they just sort of stopped autoing him and just kept trying to run away, I think.
Yeah, Jhin was, ooh, I want to shoot you, but you have some hourglasses around you, so I know I shouldn't.
I want to say real quick, Riot, spectator mode, please let me zoom out during team fights. Because I couldn't see half of each fight. I saw parts.
You have to install third party for that. I'm pretty sure professional casters use third party.
Yeah. Come on, I just don't want to get banned for using third party stuff to cast some games. So
that's not gonna make them any money.
That's so true.
It's not a Lux skin. It's not an RE skin. It's not another song.
Yeah, I know.
Speaking of, where's Pentakill?
Oh man, I can't. I'm hoping like mid-season event does drop.
I can only hope.
Yeah. So let's take a restock here at 27 minutes, 18-13 in kills in favor of Players Reborn. It's they were down a couple of thousand gold lead, and they're now up by 4,000 gold lead.
They were down 4 actually.
They were 4.
Yeah, they reversed it completely.
That one trade where they got the 4 kills in top lane into Baron into those towers, really strong on the side of them. Jarvan being followed up by the Galio is just absolutely crushing these engages right now. And even if they don't land it perfectly, then the Maokai is following that up. They just have so much engage, and it's going so well for them that, MouthfeeL is trying to retreat, and they're getting a little bit of kills, but not enough.
They have so much engage, and they have so much self-heal and stick. What also doesn't help is that MouthfeeL is facing a Maokai who likes healing himself, and they have 3-4 people who are mainly magic damage. Shen deals mixed, but his Q's percent max health as magic damage, meaning Maokai was allowed to pick up the item which increases all healing and shielding. So his passive is increased, the healing he gets from Dr. Dad is increased, and he's just going to be really hard to kill now.
Mm-hmm. Well, some completed items have come through. Everyone's got at least 1 or 2. It looks like Dr. Dad double bomb over the wall. Doesn't land on anyone. But Jarvan now looking for the engage. And if Jarvan gets onto this Jhin here, what looks like he's going to try and happen, Karma going to have to go for the speed up. Kind of hard to push in when Azir can keep just, bringing towers back to life for, a minute at a time, preventing those pushes.
Oh, this is smart. They're looking to drag the Shen away from their turret by starting a fight on Baron.
Well, Jin's going to go for the curtain call, and, Galio's going to go in for the gauge. Portabelt's in, trying to get the taunt in on the Jhin. Does happen. It looks like there's the shove over the wall. Kai'Sa goes in onto Azir. He's not going to be able to finish him off. Down goes Kai'Sa, and there's the flash now. Azir's going to drop for that instant. It looks like in the rest of MouthfeeL. Great 3-man taunt on the side of Galio, and Jhin trying to help, and Karma goes up for the shield. The Shen's blocking now. The front line is the tanks are doing their tanking jobs, and the carries are getting there. No, never mind. One carry is down on the side of MouthfeeL. Gragas, you're the only one left doing the damage, as with the tanks coming out on the side. Double kill actually comes out on the side of Gallo up in the top of the map. Can't see that one. Flag and Dragon on the side over the jar, and followed by this Shen taunt over the wall. Absolutely beautiful on this Shen. Another taunt comes out from Galio. The sub-superior taunting in my opinion, but I'm a Shen memcheck. What do you freaking know? And he lives. That is Shen living off that one. But that's a, 1 for 4 in favor of players Reborn, or 1 for 3?
1 for 3. I have to say, Kai'Sa should have killed the Azir there, because her Runin's Hurricane hit him, but he was shielded. And for some reason, Riot decided not to let Collector... Oh, she doesn't have a Collector. I thought she had Collector. Never mind. I got the 80 carries confused.
Jhin has got the Collector. Well, we have 15 seconds till Dragon. So how's this Dragon fight going to break down, Taco?
Let's see. Galio won't have ulti. It looks like no Shen ult. Gragas will have ult. Jhin will have ulti. I think Players Reborn is going to try and stall the fight.
Well, never mind. Jarvan's going to go in and finish the ult. It looks like they're trying to get in onto the Karma, and it looks like down goes the support as the finisher went off, and with the jungler finishing up as Shen taunt is going to come through trying to lay down. Jhin damage coming up, but it's not going to be enough as Shen's going to taunt 3-man people and double kill into the choke, and Protobelt goes the Galio into the backline, and Kai'Sa following that one up is because everyone's down in the pool because it's dive parties into the backline. Here comes the 4th shot from, that's not going to matter. Oh!
Wrong way.
Good prediction, though. She went invisible, so that was a good attempt at a prediction. Not
If
perfect.
Jhin had Dark Harvest, she might have died there.
Yeah, but if Jhin had Dark Harvest, he wouldn't have lived through half these fights because he's gotten so much healing from his fleet footwork.
Don't forget about the healing that he's getting from Karma.
Yes, the
They're just
heals.
going straight to Baron.
They are definitely in the power position right now on the side of Players Reborn. This game has been back and forth. Caged Reaper with the excellent engages with the follow-up CC from the tree and the Galio. Squirrel Sensei has also joined into the dive party. Dr. Dad keeping everyone alive as Baron is going to be going over. Second Baron of the match to Players Reborn. And this is going to be looking in their power position here. How far can they go? Can they use this Baron to win the game?
I want to note, MouthfeeL almost stole that Baron. Reaper missed Smote, he did not have Smite during that, and Gragas' Q was on Baron. If he was not hard CC'd, I think he would have taken that Baron. So Phoenix jumping on Gragas stopped the turnaround that Mayor could have done.
Okay. Well, we have 3 minutes till the next dragon. Can, MouthfeeL keep their mid inhibitor alive? Or are they just going to end up giving up that one and then trying to decide which outer lane they're going to keep up?
It looks like Players is looking for an engage with the Jarvan onto anything that moves outside of the Gragas.
Well, he's just going to go right in onto all 4 members as there's the comps. And this is all the CC and the R buttons coming out on the side of Players Reborn. And they are showing they are superior in this match as all the kills are going over. Doesn't matter as everyone is dying super ridiculously fast. Only one left alive is Shen. He's going to get taunted up and die to the Galio. That is game. That hard engage from Players Reborn. Definitely. Just everyone hit their buttons. So good.
Just like the old Katarina that placed their forehead on Q and rolled to the right.
And that is going to be a 2-0 for Players Reborn in this series. Who would you give MVP of this one to, Mr. Taco?
Ooh, I gotta double check, see who has the most wards between the 2 supports. But I think I have to give it to Dad for building Moonstone as Zillion. Just because I just love that item. It's so funny.
Well, Bride is not going to let me look at stats. So I guess that's sad face for me. But I think Cage Reaper and that Jarvan, just he being that like the focal point of the engage and everyone just following him, right? Like he's the one that has to go first. And he landed really good plays, and even when he missed some of his like flag and drag and the ult combos, it didn't matter because his team all followed him, and I think that's the sign of a good engaged leader.
Plus the early pressure that Cage managed to apply, even though Gragas was getting the kills, Cage managed to keep the pressure on all of the different lanes, making it so none of his lanes were getting extremely behind.
Mm-hmm. As I say, now MouthfeeL definitely played much better in game number 2, and I think that just the abundance of hard engage was something that they just didn't have enough counters to, and Players Reborn executed their team comp very, very well, and as a result, when their comp is executed in that way, it's so hard to fight against it.
I feel like if MouthfeeL had done their draft a bit better, because both games their comps were good, but they didn't have the comp proper to fight Players. Players just scaled each time with what their comps could do, and they're all on champions that they know how to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely showed that, and at least today anyways, Players Reborn showed that they are the better team. So let's see if anyone wants to get up on in here. This was a really good series for our second one of the day.
Are you ready for the third when your tongue finally finishes getting tied?
I'll be fine. Oh, come on. Oh, jeez. Okay.
Their decision isn't based on who's got the most information, just, alright, guys, quick, who's the least toxic?
Well, apparently we have Brewer here, and surprise, surprise, not only, I guess it was destined for you to be the spokesperson, because I'll be talking with you in an hour. But first, how did this match go tonight?
I thought this match was great. I thought both teams played really well, so being able to come out with 2-0 definitely felt really good. Everybody came out. I think we just kind of got our comps we like, executed our strategy really well.
Peter,
We can't hear me.
I can hear you. I'm adjusting your level.
Okay. Yeah, we fell behind just a little bit early in really both games, I think, and just being able to kind of not get too far behind and play to our strengths always is. If we can do that,
And
I
the
think we can
music
beat
now.
anybody.
No, yes, that's one of the things we noted in both in games 1 and 2. At the 10-minute mark, you were losing in CS and gold and kills, pretty much across the board. But in game 1, talk about that sort of comeback where you were down 4 kills, and then there was the bot lane like Pantheon gank into where you guys got a bunch of kills, and then into a dragon. That sort of turned it.
Right. Yeah, we got behind a little bit in that game off some bit of a misplay top lane, getting caught out on a gank where we knew Olaf was up there, and then just they played that pretty well, and then that momentum let them win a mid lane fight. So we did get behind, but that's why I think our team's really good about helping each other out. I take teleport almost every game. I think I'm really good at being able to help out the side lanes, and then the Pantheon ult obviously is. We love these characters that just let you appear somewhere really fast, be it the Galio, the Pantheon, or just a teleport on any character. So I think just we recognized that the way we were going to win that game was to get our bot lane going, and through getting them ahead, it kind of let me get ahead on the Echo, and it let the Pantheon get in a good position as well.
So one of the things we sort of touched base on, and this goes for both games 1 and 2, discuss the importance of like taking A, Zillion away from Gelati, and B, putting it on Dr. Dad.
Yeah, I mean, Gelati, I've definitely seen him play before, and I know he's good, but to be honest, that really wasn't in the consideration. Because that's just, we know that's Dr. Dad's one of his best champions, so we feel confident. If we get that, we always have a good team comp, so it really just came down to the priority for us, because that's a great champion for our team. It scales well, it team fights well, he pilots it well towards not even that weak in lane, and anyone that's played against it will tell you how frustrating it is to play against his Zillion. So it's just a strong pick for us.
Now I have a question for your pick about the Maokai second game. Is it because Phoenix died twice and you said you're not allowed to die anymore, so you put him on one of the safest tanks in the game?
No, we let him call his shot. I mean, that's what he felt comfortable on there, and you know, it was kind of funny. Dr. Dad, who was controlling our draft, was saying, "I'm looking for the Maokai," and couldn't even find it in the top lane list. And Phoenix was like, "Yeah, nobody plays the top lane anymore," but he felt it's a comfort pocket pick and pulled it out, and thought he performed really, really well. He was able to get some good engages for me as the Galio to follow up on when the Jarvan wasn't there or when the Jarvan couldn't.
So one of the things that as different divisions kind of look at the watch and different play, talk about just sort of in general the difference in your two team comps. Because while you had the same bot lane, the top half of the map was drastically different, and you had to play both games very differently.
Right. So, I mean, the first game, you know, we picked... I was a little surprised they left up Echo, to be honest, especially knowing that I have last pick, and then they picked Orianna, which is a good matchup for me. So I was a little surprised about that, but we had the first game, we had the tank top, obviously, with the Pantheon and the Echo, which is very strong 2-on-2. And I actually think, despite the Olaf getting ahead that game, generally, if we had not made that mistake top lane to give him the first blood, the Echo plus Pantheon easily beats the Olaf plus Orianna in the 2-on-2. We played a little bit better next time. So we kind of went for that fight kind of style early game, and even though we did fall behind, we eventually got to it, but it wasn't exactly our plan. And then the second game, obviously, just you pick the Jarvan and you pick the Galio for the team fight. Obviously, the Jarvan has strong gank pressure early, and we had a pretty good gank, but credit to Mayor and Huevos for that insane flash E to body slam both of us. To Gelati barely died, and then he got a double kill. He played that really, really well. So we were a bit on the back foot there, and credit to their bot lane as well for playing super safe in the second game. This is a good point for really any team. When you see the Jarvan, the Galio get locked in, it's clear you're trying to crash bot lane. So I thought their bot lane and really their team as a whole did a really good job playing safer the second game, not giving us super good opportunities. We eventually found them because, I mean, in team fights, it's just hard to deny the combo that is the Jarvan Galio, but they played a really good game, early game as well, that second game to kind of make it harder for us, definitely.
Okay. Any more questions, Taco?
None that I can think of.
Okay. So thank you, Brewer, for joining us. An excellent job today in the 2-0 victory. And I'll be seeing you here in about 30 minutes.
forward to it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, I just wanted to say real quick before I turn off the stream so I can eat some food real fast. That was an excellent match. Excellent match. Right, Taco?
It was pretty funny to watch for the most part. The ping pong both games, I think, was my favorite part.
Yeah, definitely on that guard. So I want to thank first players Reborn for the 2-0, MouthfeeL for putting up a really good showing this evening, my co-caster Taco for being here for the match and giving some insight on both these teams as a competitor in this division. We do have another match coming up tonight. It is going to be Zengma Shadowfire versus Tactical Inting out of the Demacia division. I'll be back casting that one with Brewer. Don't forget to stop by our YouTube channel where you can check out the pentakills that happened yesterday by ZZ Dog. Please check out both of those as they are pretty hype. And I want to thank the casters, Dragon and Autumn Gamer yesterday for casting both that match and getting 2 pentakills in one match. Absolutely crazy. So I know everyone probably lower numbers tonight than most Sunday nights at this time because there's the finals going on in the LCS if that's not over yet. I mean, last time I saw TL was absolutely smashing C9, but who knows? Could have changed by now. So I will catch you all in about 30 to 45 minutes and we'll get the last one going. See you in a little bit.